Today's topic is nothing too much. Today's topic is nothing too much. I'm going to deliver God's message this topic. The root of the origin is important to prove. It is the starting point to understand. Some church members went to Taiwan for a mission last week. In Taiwan, pineapple snack is popular. There are various different brands of pineapple snack. Other brands like it are also popular, but only the original one is the most tasty. Because other snacks tend to be the similar tasty. To understand, I want to talk about one example in Korea. The famous snacks in Korea is called choco pie. The choco pie is made by two companies. One is from the Orient, the other one is from Lotte. The choco pie from the Orient tastes like softer, while the similar product from the other company is to break easily. So it is hard to eat. Only the original one has a strength. Romans chapter 14 is about the ancestor of faith. It is Abraham. Also in Hebrews chapter 11, it is about the chapters of faith. Moreover, Genesis chapter 12 to 25 is about Abraham's story. It contains the main points about definition of faith. What is the good faith? There are some points. The first point is that without any hesitations, one must go in faith. We have to understand the standards. Hebrews chapter 11, verse 8. By faith, Abraham, when called to go to a place he would later receive as his inheritance, obeyed and went, even though he did not know where he was going. When a person says you go to a countryside from the city, it is easy to move from countryside to city. However, when you go the other way, it is hard to move. When a person lives in a city, the person feels uncomfortable to live in the countryside. The place is that Abraham moved to the Canaan. The place of the origin is Ur of the Chaldeans, which is called one part of Babylon, but he moved to Egypt, which is called in Iraq. In the present period, actually, Abraham was the wealth. He was the rich, so he had enough to live. However, when God said, leave the country, it was difficult for him to move. However, he obeyed what the God said. Many people listen to others because they like to listen to their advice. Some people say the place it is important because most students listen higher educations. Or some people say there are many jobs to work. So when people listen to others saying, they like to move. The Lord had said to Abraham, leave your country and go to the land I will show you. Abraham just listened to. When our God said to us, we just moved. We just go to, you will show us. When our God says something to us, we make the right decisions to move. However, from the other way, when people face against God's word, they tend to behave badly. They focus on their thoughts. Christians must listen to God's message. Like the Abraham, we have to move forward in faith. I want to talk about one word. It is called the sunset effect. Before the sunlight, it is the most beautiful to see the view of the sunset. When you see the flowers blooming, we'll see the flower will be fall down after a few days. When listening to God's message, we trying to follow to what He said because it is the living word to understand. Now, we're living in the information age. Is it not important to distinguish what the most important thing is? These days, many countries had taller buildings. In some countries, they are proud of having tall buildings. After the industrialization period, it moves to the information age. In Malaysia, it has twin buildings. In Dubai, it also has the top buildings. In Taiwan, the tallest building is called 101 buildings. Many people like to see the tall buildings, and also in the country, they like to build tall building to show others. I want to talk about one example. There is a watch. When couple get married, they buy a wedding watches to wear. Japanese invented electronic watch. To wear a watch is important to check the accurate time. When the Japanese invented the electronic watch, many people liked to buy it. After that, the company, the Apple company will promote their new brand of the watch. However, many people like to get the original watch. From my ideas, I think not many people wear the watches anymore. Also, many people like to watch digital watches. So, I want to go to the missions, not buying watch anymore. What we need to do, we have to hold God's message. Do not rely on your thoughts. There is nothing to hold. Without relying on your thoughts, we have to follow God's message. When you hold God's message, you will make the great victory in your life. For me, I have started Taiwan missions since 1991. It was about 25 years now. At the time, the populations of Christians was below 1%. However, this year, it became above 10%. There are some churches which have more than 1,000 church members. In Taiwan, more than 10% of Christians in Taiwan believe Jesus. So, when you spread God's message, more Taiwanese believe the Christians. Kumsutang Church, it is the place we went to, but in the church, a pastor has changed in his life, and also he spread God's message in the place. When you received God's message, we trying to follow it, what he said, and also we can see the result what our God has done. From the survey of the searching a job, about 95% of high school students prepare to choose unvisible jobs. They like to have unvisible jobs because they do not sure what happens in the future. Some students have unpopular majors in university, but they are expecting to have the great job in the future. I want you to rely on God's message in your life. The next point is that the word makes you live in a change. However, we must live like foreigners. Hebrews chapter 11, verse 9. By the faith he made his home in the promised land like a stranger in a foreign country. He lived in tents, as did Isaac and Jacob, who were hired with him of the same promise. Many people tend to stay in one place. However, the Bible says we have to be like a stranger in a foreign country. Some people think the words as the heavens. Some church members have stronger their lives when they believe Jesus. So they like to be away. In the past life, many people were poor. They're trying to rely on God. However, when you say Jesus is coming, some church members rarely recognize He's coming or not. Last week, I went to Taiwan on Tuesday. When I went to the airport, it was crowded. Many people, especially when I was in Taiwan, many Taiwanese like to come to Korea. They like to see snow, and also they like to feel cold in Korea. Like this, some church members sing the word as the heaven. They like to enjoy the words. And also, they're trying to feel the sacrificed what they have. In some movies, it shows the gestures about the world. We easily recognize the gestures about the world. However, some church members rarely recognize their future. I want to talk about my personal experience. It was a few years ago. I lived in a house more than 10 years. I used to all things in the house. I did not want to move from the house. After all my furniture was out, I felt like a strange. When you moved, your things are wet. You feel like the strange. John chapter 14, Jesus said, do not worry. When you believe God, just trust me. When you live in the world, do not rely on everything in your life. The eternal life is in the heavens. 1 Samuel chapter 17. David said to the Philistines, you come against me with swords and spears and javelins, but David said, I come against you in the name of the Lord Almighty. Goliath came to David with swords and spears. However, David said, I come against you in the name of the Lord Almighty. David showed his strange behavior, but he believed God. He had the mission to kill the Goliath. David showed his missions to show what the Lord had done. Psalms 2, verse 7. I will proclaim the decree of the Lord. He said to me, you are my son. Today I have become my father. We have to understand what the word says. There are many drawbacks about the word. 12 spies were sent to explore the Canaan. 10 of them said all the people are in great size. They say that we seem like grasshoppers. Like them, they're scary of invading the new place. Some church members said, when some church members go to missions in Taiwan, they said it is uncomfortable to live in the place. However, when some church members go to the Taiwan for missions, they are proud of spreading God's message. Some people think about some conditions to live. I want to talk about an economist. He's called Tweet Trugart. He had written the famous book when he was 85 years old. He had written the book in late age, but he wrote the greatest book in the world. And also, I want to talk about Benedict. He also obtained great work when he was 75 years old. In New York, there is the famous museum, which was designed by a 76-year-old artist. Do not think about your age. It doesn't matter you are young or old. You do not think about any conditions to discuss. What we need to do, we have to think about what things we'll achieve. Do not think about any questions to answer. It doesn't matter you are old or not. But many people think about their age to work. What we need to do, we need to move forward to work. Many people think about what to wear, what to eat. But do not worry. What we need to do, we need to think about our God's use. Some people think about our church must be the democracy. However, like a democratic church, some church members like to make a gold calf to obey. We have to think about the God's message to obey. Our God's message is right, not other things. The word says you have to focus the word. But what we need to do, we have a hope in the heavens. Some people say a person had a long life spent in the world, so he must think about the future life. In the world, many people trying to save the money for their future. However, we have to believe our God has responsibility to take care of us. He'll take care of us in the future. The last point is that we need to keep the balance. Do not change your decisions. Hebrews chapter 11, verse 10, for he was looking forward to a city with foundations, whose architects and builders is God. People without faith, they think about external such. They behaved badly. They think about have asceticism or incontinuity. I want to focus on the words, it is nothing too much. In some church members do not show wealth. Some of them trying to behave badly and show themselves. Some people trying to be clean, so they do not want to touch others. Some Koreans like to drink coffees. They drink many coffees. However, some church members do not drink coffee. They like to drink health drinks. However, some of them had the serious disease because they do not have any immune system. Some people do not have any germs in the body. They're trying to be clean in their lives. However, they cannot endure any dust. In some church, they trying to be against others. In our church, there are couples, they are doctors. A female side, I do not prepare sterilized my baby's milk bottles. She doesn't care that a baby has a gem or not. Nobody is infected by the parasite. Because in the past, many people played in the dirty place and ate dirty food, but they do not care to eat or not. So, in the past times, it was hard to take the infections because they become much stronger in their lives. In the present, many people have asthma or rheumatisms. And also, some children are stronger with allergies. They are stronger with dust. However, they all come from the external atmosphere. This means that many people do not have enough of the immune system. We have to perform our missions, and according to God's message, we're trying to rely on His calling. Many people had overeatings, and also many people have their favorite foods. But what we need to do, we have to eat everything without any limitations. For me, I do not want to eat one specific vegetable. When I went in Taiwan, I had it. I'm trying to eat it. When I tried it, it was okay to eat. I do not want to avoid the place. So what we need to do, you have to trying to taste it, and without any limitations. When you're trying to do it, you make the great achievement. Most people had to taste all food without any limitations. I want to talk about the word. It is called mashed tomatoes. The mashed tomatoes contains the original traits. However, the external appearance is changed. Like this, all Christians contain the original trait. However, our external outlines can be changed. So it can be make the balancing state. When you think about some church members are changed, however, from their internal minds, it is same. When you struggle your troubles, we have to think about the trait. Jesus said to Paul, the one of apostles, said, "My grace is sufficient for you." There are many famous pastors in Korea. Some of them are still stronger with their troubles. I'll talk about some pastors. The first person is Wook. Was the pastor who struggled with his disease. He accepts about his disease, but he achieved great works for the grace of God. And the other pastor is Young Choi. The pastor struggled his disease. A few years ago, he had pulmonary disease. However, he prayed a lot. Now he recovered from his disease. Some church members are stronger in their disease. They will overcome by grace of God. You have to praise God. And also, we sing a song. Some church members like to end their lifespan, and they want to go to the heaven. But some church members are stronger in their disease to expand their life. When you have problems in faith, do not worry. about what they
어떤 때는
had.
하나님의 뜻대로 오는 고난도 있어요.
When you face the
그건
troubles,
받아들이면
we just accept
잘 보세요. 아벨 같은 사람 이 앞부분에 나오죠.
the problems.
하나님 잘 믿었더니 죽었잖아요.
From the Bible, Abel
에녹은 365세
died
때 하나님이 데려갔다
from his brothers,
그때는 뭐 충분히 살았네 그러는데 그때 당시
and
평균 연령이
Enoch
900세예요.
was always at the age of 365, but at the time, the average of their lifespan was 900.
행방불명 돼 버렸어요. 그냥 없어져 버려서 하나님이 데려갔대.
Many people think that
우리 생각
it is unfair for them. However, we have to think about from the views of God. I want to talk about one church. I want to introduce a pastor who works in the church. From his personal experience, the pastor's wife has been struggling with serious disease. His wife spent her life on the bed. However, the pastor had to work his work. However, I think that the pastors can achieve his great work because his wife has influenced his life. That's why he made great work in his life. We have to think about my grace is sufficient for you. Jesus said to us, we have to grow up and we have to believe the origins of faith. We have to make the standards in faith. What we need to do, we have to live like foreigners. Please do not rely on the word. And what our God said to us, we have to accept the message. Do not think about others saying. We have to think that our God has the meaning to us. It is important to understand the message of God. Please stand up. We are going to sing a song.